I'm Dr. Spiker Davis, and I'm a cosmetic dentist, I'm a dental lab technician, and I'm a digital smile designer right here in Houston, Texas in the Galleria area. Today I want to cover one of the most frequent questions we get, and that is, how long do veneers last? Well, I got to tell you, I've been doing porcelain veneers for about 40 years. And the first patient I did them on was with my wife. And so those veneers are still there in her mouth to this day. So just wanted you to know that, because experience matters, and porcelain veneers matter if they're done by the right person, done in the right technique. So what we do and have always done from the beginning is most of our veneers, not all, but most of them are done without any grinding or any shots. And you say, wait a minute, how can that be? I hear about all these veneers where you have to grind your teeth down to little peg. Well, the way this whole process started is I used to do bonding on my wife, and because used to be a lab technician, a dental lab technician, I had an in-office, still have the same in-office lab technician that makes my veneers. And so he saw me making the bonding on my wife, and he said, why don't you let me try that in porcelain? I said, okay. So we tried it, and I think that's the first set of veneers that were ever done in the world, or for sure in Houston, Texas, and probably in the United States. So we made these porcelain veneers. They're really thin, and they're like maybe a Lee press-on nail or maybe like a contact lens, but they're really thin, and they just glued on to the front of your teeth. I have them on my teeth, and they've been in my mouth for about 30 years. So most dentists send their porcelain, or send their impressions to make porcelain veneers to a dental lab. And most labs are not really up to snuff with making ultra-thin veneers. And I consider it that you're a master lab technician if you can make them really thin. Also, we use what's called feldspathic porcelain, because that is ultra vital, and it has depth and translucency and vitality and all those kinds of things that make them look much more natural than a lot of the veneers that are made in today's world, and they're made from a computer, not from a human. So, in my opinion, if the veneers are made really thin, then you can just glue them to the front of your teeth with no shots, no grinding, no nothing, and those veneers will last a really long time, like on my wife, 41 years now. So if they're not done that technique, the typical dentist will grind off the front of your teeth so that when their lab sends them thick veneers, they don't look thick because they ground off some of your tooth. When you grind off some of your tooth, you lose the bond strength. And so when they're bonded to enamel, which means no grinding, the enamel on your teeth, the bond strength is double what it is if you do grinding and you get to the inside part of the tooth called the dentin. So most dentist veneers have half the bond strength of what my veneers are that we do, where they're bonded to the enamel. Now sometimes you have to grind, maybe one tooth sticking way out, or maybe they're all out and you want them back. So sometimes we have to do some grinding. But I'm going to say 80% of the time our veneers are done with no grinding, no shots, and they last. I've got proven track record of my wife 40 years. And most of my patients that I do that way, I don't see them back for veneers falling off or cracking. I mean, sure, occasionally things happen. I get guys that open beer bottles with their teeth. I get women that open fingernail polish with their teeth. So if you're being abusive with your teeth, veneers are just like teeth. They can break too. So if you're careful and careful, normal, then veneers will last a long time. I eat pretty much anything and everything I want, but I do brush and floss. I take good care of my veneers. I wear a night guard at night, so in case I'm grinding my teeth, my veneers are protected. So there's certain things that we do to help them last a long time, but almost all of our veneers are decades long. So I hope that answers your question, and if you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call, 713-781-2800. We'd love to talk to you. We look forward to you calling, and we look forward to discussing how long porcelain veneers last. Thanks.